Dried pollack is much used as a side dish at Korean dinner tables. Today we are going to show you 닭북어찜, or braised chicken, and dried pollack enjoyed by all ages in Korea. When chicken is combined with dried pollack, it produces a unique flavor and taste. You can enjoy the soft texture and taste of chicken with the flavor of dried pollack from the timely braising method of cooking.
안녕하세요. Hello everyone, I'm Chung Hwa-young, your host for More Than Kimchi, where you can learn about the exciting recipes and stories of Korean cuisine. Today I'd like to introduce you a dish called 닭북어찜, braised chicken and dried pollack. Koreans have developed some wonderful cuisines in which meat and fish are cooked together, resulting in unique flavor. And today's dish is an excellent example. Let's first welcome Mrs. Han Bok-sun, who will teach us this delicious dish today. 네, 안녕하세요. 오늘 잘 부탁드리겠습니다. Also, this is Lorna Lynch with us today, who will help us prepare today's menu.
It's lovely to be here again.
Hi, Lorna. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
So today we're going to make 닭북어찜. Let's first take a look at the ingredients. Here I have chicken, dried pollack, and dried seaweed called tashima. Or so I guess in English you might want to say kelp. There
kelp,
are many different
right.
kind of seaweeds
Yeah.
we have in Korea. And for vegetable, we're going to add leek, dried red pepper, garlic, and ginger.
Oh, we've got ginger today.
Yes, yes. And for sauce for the braising, I have soy sauce, molasses, chopped green onion, chopped garlic, sesame oil, sesame seeds, and also we're going to add a little bit of water.
Right.
And for chicken, we're going to add salt and pepper, and then a little bit of vegetable oil to stir fry. And finally, we're going to garnish the dish with egg yolk and egg white, egg crepes.
right.
And then this is a vegetable called minari. It's like oriental watercress.
Okay.
So we'll use these as a garnish.
All right. Yes.
So let's start. 선생님
Okay.
뭐부터 할까요, 이제요?
그러면 오늘 주재료인 이제
예.
닭부터 해야겠어요.
선생님 드릴까요?
네.
So the main, ingredient today is chicken. We'll start with the
네.
chicken. So these we just made a small pieces of chicken.
Do you take the skin off the chicken, or
No, you can use the whole thing. Also, it has a bone too.
Oh, you
Just
leave the
cut
bone.
small, serving size pieces, and then we use a
Yeah.
little bit of salt.
소금하고
So here, chicken mixed with salt and pepper.
do you remove the skin?
Yes, no, for this dish you will use skin and also bone. You just
Okay.
chop into a nice serving size
Right.
here.
Okay.
And we're going to let it sit for about 30 minutes.
All right. Put it there.
So the chicken has just the salt and pepper. And next step,
지져야 되는데 먼저
예.
이거 닭의 냄새를 없애기 위해서 이걸 집어넣겠어요.
yeah. And for this dish, we're going to use leek, garlic, ginger, and dried pepper. One of the reasons is you want the little hot flavor, but also that way you can get rid of the smell of the chicken by
And
doing it.
removing the seeds.
Yes.
It's not so hot.
It's not that
Yeah,
hard, and
yeah.
it really gives a very
Yeah.
nice hot flavor to the oil.
Right.
요거는 이제 어서 썰면
Yeah.
되겠죠?
Yeah. So for dried red pepper, you can either slice or just tear it apart, make it a nice
Small
about an
pieces.
inch size.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you use fresh peppers?
No, we prefer dry red pepper. That way you can really get those nice hot flavor to the oil. You will see once we
Okay.
start
All right.
cooking. Here, this kind of leek we call tepa, which means the large green onion.
Yeah, I use this actually in some of my cooking.
Yeah,
Large leeks.
that's
I call
good.
them. Yeah.
So here on pan we have hot oil, and we want the flavor in oil.
네, 생강도
Yes.
좀 썰었어요.
And then we'll have ginger, garlic,
Yeah.
and the leek, and dried pepper we'll put added in the oil.
Nice mixture.
Yes.
이렇게 돼서
Yeah.
향을 내면 되겠죠?
And this will really give a nice flavor to the oil. That's the whole purpose of stir frying it first.
Oh yeah,
before
stir
you
fries
put
are
the
wonderful.
chicken.
Yeah. I do a lot of stir fries. They're nice and quick.
Yeah, and this is a really good way for you to have the flavor of the oil
Yeah.
before you put the main
That's
ingredients.
true.
I'll pass the chicken. Remember when you do it at home, you let it sit for about 30 minutes. Add the chicken first,
이렇게 돼서
and then you will brown them.
이게
Yes.
너무 자주 하지 않고 한참 있다가 다시 노랗게 되면 뒤집으면 되겠죠?
So the purpose of this is you really want a nice brown color to your chicken. So do not stir it too often. Make it a little bit stronger, heat, And then
Let
once
it
in a
cook,
while,
yeah.
let it cook, and
Yeah.
brown color is what you like.
Right.
And should I change this?
네,
On
그러죠.
this side, we prepared a little bit in advance. And I will let you continue this on your side.
Okay,
here.
thank you.
Little hot, be careful, Lorna. There.
그래서 뒤졌더니
Yes.
Are we
네,
on?
이렇게 됐어요. 이렇게 되면은 닭의 나쁜 냄새도
Yeah,
없어지고
right.
또 기름도 빼겠죠.
Yeah. By doing this, you not only get rid of the smell from the chicken, but also you have a nice hot flavor, and you can also skim the fat off from the chicken too.
예.
So we drain the fat. You only get the chicken and the vegetable and dried red pepper over here. So here the chicken is ready, and the next step is we need to prepare with this dried pollack called 북어. So this is nice dry
Gosh,
fish.
right.
Interesting? Yes.
I've never cooked with dry fish.
Is that
no.
right?
Yeah.
그러니까 너무 딱딱하기
Yes.
때문에 그냥 쓸 수 없기 때문에 물에다가 담가 놔줘야 되겠어요.
Yeah. So as you can feel, this is like a stick, very
Right.
stiff.
So this has been drying for longer than these.
No, this one actually has been soaked in water. That's why it's
Okay.
kind of soft.
예.
Can-
Okay, I
그래서
see.
여기에
Yes.
가운데 뼈도 다
Yeah.
발라냈어요.
And then we took off the bone inside.
Yes.
And the texture is definitely different from fresh
Yes.
fish. It's been dried and we soaked in water and deboned.
And it doesn't smell.
Doesn't smell bad.
No.
And this is
No.
the one good thing about this fish, pollack, because it's the white, meat fish.
A white meat fish.
So definitely the smell is a lot less than other fish.
That's good. It shouldn't really
이거를
smell
이렇게
anyway.
And get rid of the
그래서-
fins.
예.
Oh, cut
Yeah. Yes. With scissors is a good thing to use there.
이렇게 하고
Tails
이런
and fins.
Do you ever use the head for cooking as well?
Oh,
Or just to make a stock?
Yes,
예.
yes, definitely.
콩나물국.
그렇죠. And we can also make it as a broth. When you put it in a soup stock, gives a
Yes.
nice flavor.
Yes, it does.
맞아요.
And you can cut
Okay.
this with your knife. And
Diagonally?
no, it's just straight, but the
Just small
size will
pieces.
be about 2 inches long.
Okay.
Just slice. It's not that difficult to cut, even though it's a dried fish. We've been already soaked in water for a while.
Can you not chop the head and tail off before you soak it, rather
Well,
than
it's
soak the whole?
kind of too hard for you to
Ah,
handle
yeah,
it.
that's true.
So you will
Yeah.
soak it in water and do
Okay.
that. Third ingredient is the tashima.
Yes.
So this is a little different from the seaweed that you are used to. It's called kim, that you wrap, rice sometimes.
Yes, I know the kim.
It's different
Yeah.
kind of seaweed called tashima or perhaps kelp.
네, 어제 저녁부터 이렇게 담가 놔두거나 아니면은 끓은 다음에 15분 정도만 끓이면 되겠어요.
So this is, when you buy, they are always dried forms, and you can soak it in water overnight, or you can just dip it in hot water.
Just
That
before
way, before you're
pairing.
using it. So that
And
way
this
it's
is
soft.
this is the same.
Same one, but it's soft now.
Okay.
굉장히 미끄러워요.
See?
근데
Oh,
한번
slimy.
후루룩 끓이면은 또
Yeah.
미끄러운 길은 없어져요.
And the
Wow.
the characteristics of this seaweed is kind of slippery.
It is, it's very
yes,
slippery.
yeah. By boiling briefly, you can get rid of this kind of slippery thing there. So here we have the chicken already, prepared, and then we have dried pollack, and then tashima, seaweed that's been soaked in water or boiled.
And you've
Cut it.
taken most of the slimy.
Yes, yes.
Texture off now.
And the taste you will later see, really unique, nice flavor. Now next step is we need to make sauce for braising that I introduced you before.
Right.
And the nice thing about this braising sauce is you have soy sauce and also molasses that gives a nice sweet flavor and also nice color too. And if you don't have the molasses, also you can use cornstarch. That will be fine
Oh,
too.
yeah, cornstarch is a good one. Isn't it?
이게 지금
Yeah.
전체 무게의 100g에 대해서
Yeah.
하나 큰술 넣으면 되겠어요.
So if you have about 100 grams of meat, you can put about 1 big
한번 만들어
tablespoon.
보시겠어요?
Would you like to make yours
Sure.
too? So get the bowl over there. So
Okay.
you have soy sauce,
간장,
How much? What did you
1
say? Just one?
5 tablespoons. So we have 500 grams of meat. 5. then 설탕은 얼마나 할까요?
설탕을 간장의 반인데 오늘은 단 거를
예.
반을 조금 덜 넣고
예.
요 밀려서 넣어서 윤기를 주겠어요.
Yeah. And then after that you have 2 tablespoons of sugar. And then 한 tablespoon
네,
좀
한
해서 about 1
tablespoon이요.
tablespoon of molasses. This we call 조청 in Korean. So it's either 조청 or you can also use 물엿, which is almost like a cornstarch.
Cornstarch. Yeah, we
Yes.
would say cornstarch.
Yes.
Yeah.
And sometimes we use rice to make this kind of syrup, so which is slightly different flavor.
Oh, yeah,
from
I've
the
seen that
corn
before.
syrup.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's very
That's
much like
sticky.
treacle,
Yes,
isn't it?
yes.
Whoa.
This will give a nice flavor, but also a nice glazed look, to the dish. So it's a very nice
How many of
addition.
these?
That 1 tablespoon
one?
is fine.
Okay.
And then you mix it,
후추,
and a little bit of pepper there.
그다음에는 파 다진 거, 마늘 다진 거.
Yeah. After you put the pepper, we'll have a little bit of green onion. I'll help
Okay,
you over
thank you.
here. And then garlic we'll add there.
Thank you.
그다음에 참기름 계속.
And
Beautiful.
then of course a little bit of sesame seed and sesame oil. That's good. Then we'll add.
The cornstarch, as I would call it,
Yeah.
is very, very sticky. It's very hard to break up.
Yeah. See, this is thicker. It's
Yes,
called
it is.
chochong, which is thicker than the corn syrup.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very much like treacle or syrup.
So the sauce is ready.
Okay.
So we have a chicken that we browned first, and then two other ingredients: dried pollack and tashima.
그다음에 양념장을 여기다 이렇게 끼얹고요.
So add a little bit of the sauce for braising you prepared.
그다음에 또 북어도 넣고.
Smells good. Yes.
Yeah.
And then
sesame.
add pollack called 북어, which is dried pollack. More sauce, and then tashima.
다시마 넣고요. 이렇게 고루고루.
Yes.
사이
This
사이에.
seaweed called tashima gives really a nice sort of sweet and savory flavor to the dish. You will enjoy it later.
And it's good to have it in large pieces like that,
Yes,
because I would
yes.
chop it up a little more.
You could do that,
Yeah.
and also for I think presentation, it also
Looks
is nice to have a nice big
Large
size.
pieces. Yeah,
Yes.
that's true.
So everything is all ready to start braise.
마저
Yes.
넣으세요.
So all the sauce is in there on the stove.
그리고는 이제 시간이 필요하겠죠.
Yeah,
이게
yes.
다 양념이
So that must be low heat.
돼서
한 30분 정도 해야
익으려면
될까요, 선생님?
그럼 그냥 하면은 안
Right.
되죠.
Yeah.
물을 좀 넣어야겠어요.
So we'll add a little bit of water as a final step before we
Yeah.
start braising. And braising is, slow cooking. So we do need a lot of sauce because we want
Yes.
to cook for
And a
a
lot of
long
water.
time.
그냥
Yes.
물보다는 아까 이거 다시마
Yeah.
불린 것도 훨씬
Yeah.
낫겠죠.
And also, instead of using just plain water, the water that you soaked in those seaweed, that also has a nice kind of
So
vegetable
you-
broth. We'll use that
Right,
inside.
use that.
얼마큼 넣는가 하면은 여기가 이렇게 자작하게
Yes,
되도록
yeah.
놓고서는 이제
그렇죠.
끓이면
Can I show this to
되겠어요.
Lorna? So when you
Yep.
put the liquid should be almost even.
I was gonna ask that
Yeah,
question.
same height as the other ingredients.
And how long would you cook this for?
For about 30 minutes, but that really depends on how you're cooking. It can be longer.
Okay.
But it is very important you cook until all the sauces absorb to the ingredients.
And thickened?
thickened,
thickened.
yes.
근데 이제 북어의 종류에는 굉장히 여러 가지가
예,
많아요.
예,
그래서
예.
이렇게 말린 북어도 있고요. 또 얼린 동태.
그렇죠? 예.
또 이제 명태라는
그렇죠.
이름도
Yeah.
있고.
So
네.
while we are braising this, I would like to tell you about more about this fish. This is called myongtae, the
Right.
pollack. It's a very popular dish, fish in Korea, and we use all kinds of form, fresh ones, dry ones, even frozen ones, and each has all different, names because this fish used to be actually more expensive than meat at one point. So Koreans really like to use this 북어 or myongtae to your ancestor, right?
Right.
As an offering.
And now, is this very expensive now, this kind of
Not
fish?
that expensive, but it's a one very, very popular fish that Koreans
Okay.
like.
I've seen a lot of fish hanging
Uh-huh.
outside.
Yes, yes, yes.
During the winter more.
During
not
the
really in
winter
summer.
time.
Yeah.
So later on
Yeah.
food story, you will learn more about this fish.
Good.
So it has
Yeah.
three names: myongtae
명태?
or 북어, dried
북어.
fish, and then 동태, which means
동태.
frozen fish. So all three
Right.
forms are available at the market.
Very
Very
good.
popular
Interesting.
fish. Yes, but this is 북어.
북어.
Yes, dried pollack.
네, 이제 다 국물이 완전히 없지 않고
Yeah.
좀 남아 있어야
Yeah.
돼요.
Yeah.
그럼 이제 다 됐죠?
Yeah. Now sauce is almost absorbed, but you still want
Right.
to have just a little bit over there.
Little reduced,
Yes.
yeah.
And as a last
참기름도
stage,
좀 넣고
a little bit of sesame oil, pepper,
또 통깨도
sesame
좀
seeds.
넣고요.
Now the purpose of this is you want to really reduce the sauce and give a glazed look to the dish. So in a high flame, you just want to stir it and be careful not to put the lid back.
Yeah.
Because we really want the nice shiny look to
Oh,
the
the
to
glaze.
dish, yes. And also it's we've been braising for a long time, for over 30 minutes. So it's important to be very gentle. Otherwise you're going to break all the pieces of chicken and then dried pollack.
Yes.
이렇게 뚜껑을
Yes.
열어야 더 이제 윤기 나죠.
Yes. So make sure
Alright.
do not put the lid back there. And the final stage I introduced you before the garnish. So we have crepes, egg yolk and egg white, and also minari, which is the Korean watercress.
Okay.
파란 빛이 없으니까.
Does this watercress that you call have a little onion taste to it?
It has a very distinctive flavor. I will let you
try
just
some.
taste a little bit because it's a very unique flavor. It's not like parsley. It's not like green onion. See, very nice. Yeah, nice. It's almost like cilantro too. Very
artificial
nice.
taste,
Yes.
이렇게 해서
And then you can cut some here.
Right.
This is as a decoration at the top.
Large pieces again?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes. And then
diamond
kind of a diamond shape.
Oh,
you
diamond
make about
shape?
an inch strip and then cut cross to make it like a diamond shape.
Okay.
That's good.
그다음에 이제 파란 것도 잠깐 숨이 죽었으면
Yes.
이 중에서 아까 우리 다시마를 아주 크게 넣었거든요. 그렇죠? 그러니까 요거를 좀 잘라서 담아야
Yeah.
되겠어요.
And when you put the minari watercress, it's important not to cook too long. You just want it to be, slightly kind of blanched there.
Can you overcook the seaweed?
Overcook, no way. Yeah,
Okay,
you
it
want
will
to
cook
wait.
forever and ever and
right,
ever.
Right. So we have
Okay.
a bright green color of a minari, and then we'll slice those big seaweed called tashima.
여기다 한번 다
Yes.
넣어보죠.
And then we'll assemble now to the plate. Yes. So here we have tashima, nicely braised, very soft.
Yes.
We get to taste later.
It looks like pasta.
Pasta is
Actually,
yeah,
green pasta.
This tashima
Used for
seaweed is
lasagna.
quite thick, very
Yeah.
different from kim, the seaweed that you're used to.
Yeah.
And then here's the dried pollack, nicely braised,
Right, lovely.
very soft. And then we have chicken. So we have chicken here, dried pollack, and then tashima seaweed.
Would you present this at a table to guests, or is this just for one person?
This is for the whole people. In Korean meal, we don't really
Always.
make a individual serving. This everybody shares, and it's nice to divide to 3 ways. Then you get to choose what you like to have. That's one good way.
Yeah.
And then decoration, a little bit of
Triangle minus square.
egg crepes, yes, egg yolk and egg white, and let's add a little bit of those red pepper,
이렇게 해서 넣고
and then minari.
어쨌든 이건 국물이 좀 있어야
Some
되니까
juice.
Uh-huh. And juices is important because we always want to, enjoy the dish with the rice particularly. So
Yeah.
braised food is just an excellent dish that you
Yes.
enjoy with
You
rice.
need to have some juice with
Yes,
rice, otherwise
yes.
it's just dried rice.
Yes, looks very good.
Yes, it does.
Yes. Now we finished making 닭북어찜 here. How did you like today's recipe?
Very nice
Lorna?
as always.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to trying the
Yeah.
fish and the
It
chicken
wasn't that
together.
difficult. It
No.
takes a little bit of time to cook, but actually the procedure was quite simple, wasn't it?
Yeah, half an hour is nothing really when you
No,
cook.
right.
Yeah, just wait half an hour for it
That's
to
right.
reduce.
Yes, yes. So this is 닭북어찜. Let's now review the cooking procedure to refresh our memory.
Dried fish is frequently used for various side dishes on a Korean dinner table, and dried pollack is the most preferred one. Among many kinds of dried pollack, hwangtae, or yellowish-colored dried pollack, which is dried in highland areas during the long cold winter and is considered to be of the best quality. Among many dried pollack dishes, bukoguk, or dried pollack soup, is the most sought-after one, as it is believed to do wonders for hangovers. To make dried pollack soup, pour water in a pot and place clean dried pollack chunks. Boil until the full flavor of the dried pollack is achieved. Then take them out and pass the broth through a strainer. After slicing dried pollack meat, place them back into the sieved broth and boil again. When the soup is beginning to boil hard, add some sliced tofu, thread green onions or shilpa, and beaten egg. Boil for a short time on a high flame and add sesame oil just before removing from the heat as a last touch. When ready to serve, sprinkle a little bit of sesame seeds on top. The beauty of pollack soup lies in its unique flavor, which has a soothing effect. Dried pollack, which is full of healthy substances, especially rich in amino acid, is most fully appreciated when grilled and seasoned with a red pepper paste-based sauce. To make grilled dried pollack, first grill on both sides in a heated pan. The next step is to make a sauce for seasoning the dried pollack. Mix sesame oil, red pepper paste, and cornstarch syrup well and brush over the grilled dried pollack. Grill for about 5 minutes further on a low flame to prevent from burning. When serving, cut into bite-sized pieces and decorate with sesame seeds and chopped thread green onions. Another popular dried pollack dish is braised dried pollack with vegetables. To make it, you need to pour 2 cups of water in a pan and place clean dried pollack chunks. Add trimmed bean sprouts, sliced shiitake mushrooms, pangi mushroom, and some vegetables. Sprinkle a red pepper paste-based sauce, which is made in the same manner as the sauce for grilled dried pollack. And then adjust the thickness of the soup with cornstarch liquid. As you've seen in this picture, dried pollack is cooked and served in many ways, and they are all loved by Koreans on account of its distinct taste and flavor.
I hope you enjoyed the story of pugo. You could see how important pollack is to Korean cuisine. Now it's time to enjoy what we just worked very hard, 닭북어찜.
Hours and hours we worked.
Yes, we worked very, very hard. We deserve this wonderful dish after the hard work.
That's right. Thank you.
So here we'll serve to you first. We have
Very
chicken, 북어, pollack, and then the dry seaweed called tashima.
Nice to be able to try chicken and fish together.
Yes, yes,
Because
that's.
we don't really have chicken and fish. We've had red meat and fish in
Is
a
that
steakhouse,
right?
but not chicken and fish.
Is that
I haven't
right?
tried
Yeah.
anyway, so-
For Korean,
Good.
cuisine, it's quite common mixing all different ingredients, in one dish.
Right.
Because
It
we don't
pleases
really.
everyone, though,
yes,
doesn't it?
yes, and
That's great.
particularly for this. Go ahead. Particularly for this dish, children likes chicken, and usually adults or older people like the 북어.
I'll be
So
with the children.
Yes, I will try the 북어. 그죠, 선생님? Yes.
Okay.
드세요.
역시 그러니까
예.
그 지금 말대로 생선하고 이렇게
예.
닭이 만나면 서로
예.
그 특이한 냄새가
예.
더 없어져요.
Ah,
네.
yeah, yeah. It's a very important thing that Mrs. Han just mentioned. Chicken has its own distinctive smell, and so is fish. But by cooking it, they compromise each other, not only the flavor-wise, but also smell. So you can somehow get rid of those smell too.
Oh,
So
the
one
fish
good
smell.
tip, yes.
But I love to cook with soy sauce, and sesame oil, and sesame seeds, and ginger and garlic. Those ingredients together are gorgeous.
Yeah,
And I could
yes,
smell
yeah.
while we were cooking.
Yes,
It was
yeah,
lovely.
and
Yeah.
those kind of sauce
Yeah.
goes really well with the rice, because we have to have a bowl of rice, and
Yeah.
with the soy sauce, braised with soy sauce always goes very well with the rice dish.
Then have all the juices so you can have with the
Yes, yes.
rice. I'll try the
네, 이
seaweed.
다시마의 맛이
예.
바로 그 만난 아미노산의
Yeah,
맛이거든요.
yeah, yeah. And this tashima, oftentimes we use it for various soup dish too, because of its distinctive flavor, sort of sweet, kind of savory, flavor.
Interesting,
Yes.
because I was expecting it to be really, really salty,
Uh-huh.
because I don't really eat seaweed. And I've just tried some now, and
Yeah,
Not at all,
you
not
can
at all.
feel the savory, kind of sweet, flavor.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so we use it as a lot, for soup base.
It's quite thick, isn't it? It's quite a thick.
Yes. And I mentioned before, kim is what you are really, used to. Kim, the
Yeah.
thin kind of black sheet that we roll with rice.
That's the one I've
right.
seen, yeah.
But we have many different kinds of seaweed that I really like.
Because the kim is quite salty.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it?
And
More
also,
salty than
what we
this
do
one?
is when you cook it, we add a little bit of salt and sesame oil. And that's
Right.
the thing. But seaweed, not necessarily salty. It's
Yeah.
up to how you prepare them.
Okay.
As you have learned today, 닭북어찜, braised chicken, and dried pollack is a delicious and savory dish that you can enjoy with a bowl of rice. Even though it takes a little bit of time to prepare, I guarantee the result is really gorgeous. Thanks for joining us today, and I hope many of you watching found this program helpful in your discovery of Korean cuisine. See you next time. 안녕히 계세요.
안녕히 계세요.